Good morning, everyone. Sorry I didn't bring my broken tripod in the house. This is Rich. Thank you for joining me for another day for our daily bread. Today is, I don't know what day it is. It's Tuesday already? Tuesday, March 31st. Today's reading is from Exodus, chapter 14, verses 1 through 4, verses 8, and verses 10 through 14. God's view. Hudson Taylor was troubled. He left England to share the gospel about Christ in China and ministry, though challenging, had gone well. But in 1865, as he considered sending more people to minister to a more dangerous part of the country without protection, he felt intense conflict. After wrestling with God in prayer, he wrote, "The Lord conquered my unbelief and I surrendered myself to God, recognizing that all responsibility and consequences must rest with him." Moses received a call from God that likely left him troubled as he was leading the Israelites out of Egypt. God said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites to turn back and encamp near Pi Haroth between Migdol and the sea." This meant they were trapped between Pharaoh and a vast body of water. The Israelites trembled as Pharaoh approached. Panic-stricken, they told Moses, "It would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the desert." But Moses replied, "Do not be afraid." And he was right. God provided rescue and victory for his people as they rested in him. At times, we won't understand what God's doing in our lives because we don't have his view. It was during a moment that Hudson Taylor wrote, as his servant, "It was my responsibility to obey and follow him." We too can rest in God's view and plans. Why is it vital for you to surrender to God's plans for you? How can you rest in him? Why is it vital for you to surrender to God's plans for you? Because they're his plans, and his plans are for you. His plans are for your greatest achievements. His plans are what you were born for. And how can you rest in him? It's the hardest thing in the world, but once you do, it's not hard at all. And I rest in him by giving him my biggest worries, because I know that things that I cannot handle, things that I cannot take care of, get handled and get taken care of. All right. So let's go to the Bible. We're in Exodus chapter 14, and we have a few different, we're going to be jumping around a little bit in chapter 14. But here we go. Exodus chapter 14, verses 1 through 4. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel, that they turn and camp before Pi Hahiroth, between Migdol and the sea, opposite Baal Zephon. And you shall camp before it by the sea. For Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, they are bewildered by the land. The wilderness has closed them in. Then I will harden Pharaoh's heart so that he will pursue them. And I will gain honor over Pharaoh and over all his army, that the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord." and they did so. Okay, we're skipping down to chapter 8. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued the children of Israel, and the children of Israel went out with boldness. Went out with boldness. They were like, look, we got God on our side, homeboy. Okay, sorry. And then we're going down to 10 through 14. All right. So, and when Pharaoh drew near, the children of Israel lifted their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them. So they were very afraid, and the children of Israel cried out to the Lord. Then they said to Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, have you taken us away to die in the wilderness? Why have you so dealt with us, to bring us up out of Egypt? This is not the word that we told you in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians. For it would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. And Moses said to the people, do not be afraid, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will accomplish for you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you shall see again no more forever. The Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. Yep. Something to think about, y'all. Have a great day, and God bless. And always remember, God loves you, and so do I.